Hello and welcome to episode 41 of the Value of Talent podcast. I'm your host, Harry Trades, and with me as always, my co-host, the main man, Feder. How are we doing?
Very, very good. I'm super excited. Next game week is going to be December. I can't see November anymore. November has been the worst freaking month I've ever had on Sorare. Has been awful. So many injuries, so many bad lineups that could have been great. Very great, unfortunately. I'm superbly excited for December. Thank you, November, for a chapter in my life. But I am glad you're over, to be honest. And let's roll on December and December madness.
100%, mate. I feel you on that. I know you're going through a tough patch personally as far as injuries go and just general and unluckiness, I guess. I'm sorry, and we'll definitely get into that 100%. I've been there myself. I'm there a lot of the time, but you have those good periods. I think I'm in a good period right now, but that's besides the point. Let's get into what we've got cooking for today's episode then, Feder. So we're going to be chatting first off just about the Premier League winter competition and how that first sort of week went for both of us / just everyone in general. 220, and obviously that was launched last weekend. We're going to go into sentiment on Sorare as well. I know you like talking about it from time to time, but I don't think we've brought it up over the last couple of episodes. So I think it's probably time to get into that. And then we're going to get into some Cap 240 strategies, how we both sort of go about, that competition and maybe, some tips and tricks we can maybe give off there, and then just ending on just moving up scarcities, maybe just a point on, from limited to rare to super to unique. Just try and give sort of an overall, balance on what things look like if you are trying to move up and what's required, basically. Obviously money's one of the biggest ones. But anyway, Feder, before we do get into all of that though, I know you want to say a big thank you, and we'll both say it as well, to everyone showed us the screenshots of their what is it, the Spotify Wrapped, is that what we call it?
The yearly wrap. I'm gonna say thank you again at our last pod of the year. That's of course in the plans,
of course,
we hopefully have. But thank you definitely for being in the top 5 for some of your guys. That's a huge compliment to us too, and we're glad you like us as much. And I really thank you.
No, 100%. Just to sort of echo what Feder says there. Honestly, we didn't really expect it, did we? It was over these last couple of days. People have been showing us their screenshots of the Spotify Wrapped, and I'm just going to get on screen now. If you are watching, watching this on YouTube rather than listening to on Spotify, we have our own sort of Wrap 2023 as far as like our podcast goes. I don't really know what to do here, but I'm gonna click some buttons. Oh, here we go. Something's happening.
What is happening?
So we're saying ready. Let's take it from the top. It's taking us through the whole situation. So speaking of top, your top episode was Harry and Feder's summer Sorare strategy and who are the top 5 under 23 mids. Episode 22, that was.
Cool.
It was streamed 107% more than your average episode. Okay, good to know.
That's interesting to know.
Let's hear it for the new fans. Okay. 78% of your listeners discovered you in 2023. That makes sense. I guess we started in 2023. Discovering the Argentinian League with experts Safula and Pib really brought them in. 12% of your new listeners started right there. That's actually really interesting.
That's interesting. By the way, Isco and Safula, you're again very welcome. Maybe we do it in January before the league starts.
100%. How does it feel to have gone global? Okay, let's see what this says. You were streamed in 39 countries. United Kingdom was the top, totaling 32% of the streams. And then
what was the top 3? Did they say
Germany in second? Germany in second, United States in third, Netherlands,
let's go,
and then Ireland. Wow, love that, German listeners. I mean, obviously I know most Germans can understand, wanna not learn English, but just listen to things in English. But that surprises me a little bit. And I'm happy. That's cool.
That's
your effect, Feder. That's you. That's all.
That's why. Let's go. Dankeschön an die Jungs. Vielen Dank.
And then this is, your listeners have good taste, obviously. What else are they into? So this is going to tell us blah, 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 blah. So they like sports, comedy, and leisure. I guess that makes quite a bit of sense. They like pop, rap, and rock as far as their music genres. Okay.
Do we have anybody from Italy listening, by the way?
I don't,
Can you check
I
that?
don't know if we could maybe check if I go into the analytics, but yeah, your listeners definitely told their friends about you. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Perfect.
It was shared 71% over direct link, 21% over WhatsApp, and 8% over other, which is cool. And then, in fact, your most shared episode was the Argentinian one. Very interesting.
That's good. That was good intel, and I really enjoyed that.
Look at this, 4.8 rated podcast. That seems high.
That seems high.
That seems
people
good.
Do seem to like us rambling about, like somehow.
What's this?
Let's take this global, brother.
Okay. Sorry, I was just 28 Q&As, 5 responses. Okay, this is okay. Pop quiz. We've got a quiz, Feder. What episode got the most audience engagement? Which one do you think it is? Episode 37, which was Under the Radar Under 23. Best Under 23 players so far, Deadline Day Madness and International Break. Or Rare Card Prices Drop In, No PSG New Cards. Which one do you think got most Go on. The Crash?
Rare Price, yeah, 1,000%.
Okay, let's see. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
Ooh, has to be Under the Radar. Under the Radar?
People like us talking about players, I tell you.
Of course, no. Yeah, so this was listeners joined in 6 times, okay? I'm sorry if you're bored listening or watching this right now, but we're having some fun here. And then we can't forget to give a shout out to your biggest fans.
Okay, who are they?
You are a top 10 podcast for 277 fans. You're a top 5 for 188. That's really cool.
Let's go, boys. Thank you very much.
200 people, basically, we're in the top 5 of their podcast listeners.
Really for real, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much, and I love you all, for real.
And then, Feder, look at this. We are number 1 for 28 people. That's cool. That's so cool. I love that.
Let's go. That actually makes me super proud, for real. I just have... people can't see it on screen, but I literally have goosebumps right now. For real.
Feder's buzzing here. I've never seen him so happy, honestly.
That makes me proud.
Yeah, I know.
That was actually makes me proud. So people do accept what we're talking about, and we can give... I know our pod is called Value of Talent, but we actually give some value to some people, and even if I just made one day nicer in the whole year, I already won. So, and you as well. I really like that, and I'm really proud, and I really thank you very much.
100%, man. No, it's been a fun sort of year or so, isn't it? I don't think have we been going a year, if that makes sense. I think it's under a year. No,
it's more. It's
just over, is it?
Yeah, we started before the World Cup. One of our first episodes was, I think, group stages of World Cup.
It would have been. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Good point. Okay, I was just looking through what this is, but okay, we'll go back to the normal screen then. That was fun. Feder, how did you get on then in this Premier League first week of the winter competition? I think you won something, no?
Yeah, I won $60, so that's big. But I have to say, I had 4 massive performances. I have to disclose as well, Jared Bowen didn't even start for me, and I still won $60.
So this is with 4 players, by the way. People listening, this is 4 players, not 5.
That's 4 players, but I have to give credits to Martinez, who I think had a 65 just out of AA because Tottenham obviously scored. And then Pau Torres had an 85 as well. So that really bumped up my score. I think if even Jared Bowen would have even just started, I would have won, I think, €250. Even if he would have just started, basically. Jeez. And sorry, dollars, not euros. And then I had Bruno, who's at the moment seems to have found the system again and basically is churning out the 55 to 65 every week with AA, basically. So I had Bruno in there, and I had Kieran Trippier, who seems to be a bit less effective in recent times. I think since Tino Livramento is starting to play, he gets a lot of his possession, basically, and a lot of his crosses as well. So he gets a lot of his AAs. He steals them from him. So since he started playing, it got a lot more difficult for him to getting 100, just basically out of AA. He needs an assist now to get to 100. but he's still averaging on a good day like 40 AA. But this one was not as good. I think Chelsea scored as well, so he even lost a clean sheet thing, which is rarely because Nick Pope is a huge goalie, and even in the Prem, they keep so many clean sheets. It's unbelievable. Even without my main man Sven Botman, please come back ASAP. But yeah, so I had him as captain. I think captain gives you 50%. So I have my Trippier
I
on.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I have my Trippier on 10%. So that was plus 60%. That would have been better if I would have had that on Pau Torres. I would have won 150 euros. But yeah, you always learn. I was full risk anyways. I said, like, I think I even discussed with some of our members in the Discord.
Yeah.
That if I should play Kulusevski or Derek Bowen, if I would have had Kulusevski, that would have had 44 points on top, even 48 points with the percentage. I think I would have won 300 euros, but $300. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is what it is. I said I was gonna go full risk. I really wanted Derek Bowen to play. It didn't work. This game week was one of the worst I've ever had. I haven't won anything. I haven't won anything.
I've got you on screen right now. Not the you did. You won £48. Come on.
Yeah, but come on.
But
like
Feder, I'll be honest. Like to people listening, that'll be like stupidly a lot. Like that's a lot of money.
No,
for
I
this
know.
game. For you, maybe not, but yeah.
I completely agree that it is a lot of money, and I think like if I would have a normal gallery in a way, that would be 100% true. But like I have a higher invested gallery as well, a bigger gallery as well. So I think that's terrible for my gallery what they did.
Fair enough.
But November hasn't been great to me. Like this is crazy, brother. Just imagine that I have 3 super rare goalies playing in the European season. Okay.
Yeah.
3. Okay. Now guess how many are injured.
Well, I'm gonna say all 3.
2. But
okay.
We're talking about goalie, so not
I know, it's crazy,
a position that is mainly injured. So
I agree. It's crazy.
So Larsonneur is out until the end of January, basically, and they desperately need him. Since he's gone, they have basically lost every game.
Mm-hmm.
And then now against Real Madrid, Ledesma got injured as well. So he's out undisclosed amount of time. I don't think it's that big of a problem, but it still could be out for at least the whole season, the whole calendar year, and then come back hopefully in January as well. But it's crazy, brother. I have 3 super goalies. I bought them exactly so I could play cap to 40, cap to 70, and then maybe all Sorare or the Kickoff Unique because I actually wanted to play Kickoff Unique. Yeah. And now I basically have to play cap to 40, which is my least favorite competition because I'm a terrible threshold player. And my favorite player, since I'm a more competitive player, really just strike to go on the podiums, bigger stages, ranks, and everything. Mm-hmm. I can't even play cap to 70, which my gallery is way more built because I have very high L15s and loads of players. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's a disaster in a way. But I hope Larsonneur comes back ASAP. Same goes for Ledesma. And I learned a lot for the new upcoming America season from this state of point, and we're gonna talk about this later as well. But yeah, it's been crazy. Like I've lost so many players this November to injuries, not to fraud or whatever, to injuries. And yeah, I'm very glad it's over. Like for real. Like sometimes you just have a bad mojo, and December's gonna be amazing, and I'm super positive and everything.
But you remember back to when you won that, the unique and that period, whenever that was. When was that? Like, what would that
basically
be?
was September.
September. Okay.
I think September was one of my most successful months on Sorare as well. I think like the period between July, August, September was really, really great. Like I've won like a podium, and that's in that time span. I think I podiumed 6-7 times, something like that. So that
goes in waves, doesn't it? Like we always
it does.
Sorare goes in waves. Like you'll be cold for a little bit, and then out of nowhere you'll just strike gold, and then you're just kind of on a bit of a streak. And who knows when that's going to end? But it does end, obviously. Like Fed have shown you, like it does. It doesn't matter how good your gallery is, how good your players are. Like unluckiness just gets involved. variance does its thing, and just like you just end up just shit in the bed for a little bit, you know?
Definitely agree, bro. 1000% agree. The problem is I have like, which was probably the biggest dent in November, is because I couldn't have really had even the chance to evolve, because I kind of nearly won the threshold because one guy just dropped out somehow, or one guy then didn't play because he got ill the day before or whatever. So I didn't even have like the buffer to upgrade something that had to be done in November, for example, because this and this guy injured himself. So overall, it has been a very tough and difficult month for me, but I love this game, and I'm very looking forward to December. Yeah, and
100%.
coming now, we can basically transition into Captain 40 and the Captain 40 King himself, basically. And you tell me how you would do this, because I need to win some money now, because I need to buy some players.
Well, honestly, mate, like I think you kind of hit the nail on the head in a weird way. Like you just have really good super rares, right? That just doesn't
Yeah.
They don't really fit into 14. Now I will sort of add, you can fit one of them in most of the time. Like, you know, this weekend I fitted in Magnus Mattsson. Obviously, we both own him. We're both big fans. He
Yes.
didn't even score that well, but his L15 is like 60, right? Out of this whole, yeah, it's like 63. So like the rest of this lineup, I think Akubo's L15 is 36. Sam Greenwood maybe 40 odd. Lucas Piton like 40 something, and then Gaten Cook, to be fair, is like 52. So like, you know, in Cap 240, like this is just 101. You need your captain most of the time to be very good. Otherwise,
100%.
you're asking for the rest of the lineup to be very good. Now, you know, that can happen. You've seen here, I'm 10 points over the threshold. My captain didn't really do too much, 14 AA. My other midfielder completely sucked, by the way, or Kubo with like a minus 6 AA. Greenwood luckily got an assist, and then obviously Gaten Cook clean sheet. So like we always say, the rule of thumb is normally clean sheet from your goalkeeper, and your captain needs to do something quite positive, right? That's basically how this sort of formalizes into, you know, winning the threshold or beating the cap. It does help that I do have, quote unquote, worse players than Feder at super rare level. Like I just do. I have lower L15 guys. And that helps because that means that I can fit in my Magnus Mattsson. If Feder goes to try and do this, I'm not saying he couldn't power it to 5, but it's just a little bit harder for you because your L15s are a little bit higher. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. And I probably had to gamble one guy who has a little lower L15, who then maybe doesn't even start. That's the big problem. You know what I mean?
That's the massive problem. Yeah. I say you need 5 stars. Obviously, you don't need it, but 9 times out of 10, you do need 5 stars. Let's be completely honest. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very tough to get to 280 without 5 starters if none of your like 4 other playing guys actually hits like a 80 or 90 or upwards.
100%. And like, you know, I made that tweet earlier because I was really interested. I was just, you know, this morning looking at my sort of last 10 tries at the Cap 240, you know, with 5 players or 5 fixtures, you know, how good have I been out of 10? And I figured out that I've made 7 out of 10 super rare thresholds, which I thought was really high, considering like my rare was like 4 out of 10, you know, like,
yeah, man,
but
7. That's huge, brother.
No, it is.
That's
it is.
huge.
But you've got to take into consideration Cap 240 Super is basically the first lineup I make, where I know for a fact it's not your first lineup.
No, yeah.
And
maybe this weekend, because I have no other super rare goalie.
Exactly. And Cap 240 rare is definitely not one of my first either. So it just shows, you know, which is a bit obvious, you know, stating the obvious here, you know, whatever you prioritize should be the ones where you win. Like should be the, you know, the lineups that tend to win more so than not. Now I know that's not going to ring true for everyone, and you know luck comes into play and whatever. But you know there's no coincidence that my Cap 240 Super Rare and my Under 23 Rare Pro are the first 2 lineups I make every weekend. And if you looked into it, those are basically the only 2 lineups that do anything every weekend for me. You know, like it just is that way, and I obviously prioritize that, and I want it to be that way because I do value Cap 240 Super Rare very highly. That Ethereum makes the gallery churn, and it just allows it to live and breathe, you know, and allows you to bring in more options if you need them. And I don't know, like it's easy for us to say, yeah, like have depth. I know like Sean spoke about it on Sorare Data and whatever, and it is true though, Feder. Like we have a lot of super rares. Like we have like I have 40 odd, 44. You have way more than that, maybe 70. I don't know, but I'm just
80,
guessing.
80,
You have
82.
80. You know what I mean? So like on paper, you should be better at the threshold than me, realistically.
On paper, yes. The problem is I can tell you who I have this weekend to play.
Yeah.
To play, right? I can tell you.
By the way, I'm very red today. It's because I just come out of the shower and I had like
The
a good
good
little
thing
scrub
is
of my face. Sorry. Yeah.
the good thing. The only playing goalie I have this weekend, Philip
Yeah.
Kuhn, basically, has a pretty low L15, so with 46. So I might be able to just squeeze in somebody. But for example, like let's go on midfielders. I have midfielders that play. Oh, I have Luciano Costa, 78. Tolga Gerci, 78. Diego Valdes, 65. Nicolas de la Cruz, 63. Magnus Madsen, 62. Manu Foster, 60. Mathieu Chafarro, 60. Alvaro Barreal, 55. Josef Misic, 53. But he probably needs to go and challenge a Europe Rare Plus. That's the problem. Yeah, then who I had to... Okay, I could play Tijani Reinders this weekend. This is going to be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
If I don't win it this weekend, I officially am a very bad threshold player, like for real. Because this weekend it's my prioritized super lineup. So
Yeah,
if I
it's going
don't
in
win it
first.
yes. So if this weekend it is my only super lineup with the cap to 21. So if this weekend I won't win it, you all have the right to call me a bad threshold player. Thank you.
We've got your gallery on the screen right now, and yeah, like a load of your midfielders are so high. I mean, to be fair, your forwards are pretty low. Like you could fit your forwards in.
The problem is with my forwards, they're shite. Like Gorican.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. You have to put shit players in at the end of the day.
The problem is Gorican can't score more than 35 if he doesn't play. I would love to play Sanko because I think he's an absolute beast and an absolute talent. You know how much I actually think he's a good of a player. Problem is with Sanko is you don't really know if he plays when he plays. That's a big problem. Sissoko has 55. That's a bigger problem in a way. Luis Araujo, same thing. Does he play? Does he not play? Yeah. And then
I've made you your cap 240 for this weekend. It's 80. Oh. It is 84 rated on Play Sharper lineup strength score.
Okay, then let's do it. Okay, let's go.
So it's Philip Cohn in goals.
Yeah.
Diego Palacios in defense. Tijani Reinders as captain. Silvio Gorican up front, and Leandro Perez as the extra player.
I do really like that, except...
You're going to take out Perez, aren't you? I know it.
I'm going to take out Palacios. I need him in under 23.
Right, okay. So let's put Perez in defense then. And then we can go... Oh, we have 56 points now. See, so like, you are...
We can go Anthony... We can good play Anthony Briancon.
You could go Barriel.
I could go Barreal. Okay, yeah. Now,
I
don't need Barreal. I could go Barreal. The good thing is I could go Barreal because he doesn't play against my super red goalie. That was the worst.
True,
but yeah.
True. Okay, that's still a very good lineup, by the way.
Yeah.
Like it is. The striker isn't great, but you don't really need all five of them to be that good. You just need four of them, really.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
I don't know. I think that if that doesn't win threshold, you might as well quit playing solo.
Yeah, probably yes. Sekumara, my man, what is going on with you? If somebody ever just write me a DM. I know not everybody's in the Discord and everything, but write me a DM. Somebody knows Southampton and tells me what is going on with Sekumara. This kid doesn't even get subbed in. That's what I'm a bit afraid of.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? Because he made appearances last year in the Premier League, yeah?
Exactly, and he's good. They paid him 16 million euros from Bordeaux,
Interesting.
Like he's one, if they develop him, they can resell him for a lot of bucks, or he could become a better player. But yeah, at the end of the day, not beginning, Southampton needs to get back up into the Premier League. By the way, did you know that Southampton, very interesting, is the longest unbeaten club in English football at the moment?
No way.
Like with the streak, I think they have a streak of 11 unbeaten games.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't think it was that long. Wow. Let's have a little look. Yeah, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10.
I think it's 11 from yesterday. Something like that.
It's 10. It must be 10 league games and maybe cup as well. But it's definitely 10 league games. I'm seeing it here. They've gone, yeah.
Yeah,
From what,
that's sadly
crazy, though.
not 10 consecutive clean sheets. That would have
Yeah,
been better.
that would be nice. But our boy Bazunu, clean sheet?
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, man, he was crucial as well. I looked at the highlights. He was crucial. He's a
Yeah,
good keeper.
he's
He is
always
a
been a
good
good
keeper.
keeper. He
But the
has.
problem was defense, and I think hopefully the defense got themselves a bit.
I think so, yeah.
To be fair, it was also against Bristol City at home. So
Yeah, that's a good point. I will give you that, yeah. Also, Bart Verbruggen is starting again tonight for Brighton. It very well seems that it might be turning into the Bart show at Brighton, I think, in goal. Because, I don't know, this would be the second game he started. And
okay, but then you need to buy the players because you told me if Bart is playing, you're playing EPL in-season tournament or whatever.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Let me see what happens tonight. If they get a clean sheet, I'd be very tempted maybe to buy some EPL players because I won Anthony as a tier 2.
Yeah, but he won't play. Like,
I know.
let's be real.
I
By the way, how good is Garnacho?
Very good.
How much is he worth?
I'm very glad you kept his rookie.
He's rare. Yeah.
Let's have a look. So,
but I have a soft spot for rookies. That's the problem. Like I hold like every rookie I win, I keep.
He's
by the way,
£215.
Cristiani is confirmed to go to Benfica in the winter.
Yeah, it's nice.
In the winter.
It's nice, but will they give him a chance though?
I think he's absolutely mental.
I know.
He's mental. I think he could be the best Argentinian kid at the moment. But
stop clicking your pen as well, please. I can hear.
I haven't. Yeah, I'm nervous because I'm just talking so much.
Why are you nervous?
I love that. I just love that. But this Echeverry guy, who also
he looks good, bro. Come on.
Yeah, he's very good. I heard that Juve wants to buy him in January, like from good sources. Like,
wow.
Like they want to buy him. Like, I'm not sure if River is gonna give him away, but especially because they're probably gonna lose De La Cruz. So
okay.
Yeah, he either goes to Saudi Arabia or to Brazil, basically.
I've seen that, yeah, because his old manager's in Saudi, yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be too bad, to be honest, because it's just half a year and then Saudi is gonna be how it's gonna be scored anyways. Because probably in the summer we will have the scoring of Saudi League.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think they even now they opened a fantasy football tournament in Saudi Arabia, so this could be a point to get in for Sorare as well. And I think it's a good market for Sorare. It's people with a lot of money who don't know what to do with the money, and why not buy just a digital card of Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi?
Yeah, it feels like something that they would kind of be into, wouldn't it?
For sure.
The princes over there.
For sure. So yeah, interesting times ahead. I hope he stays at River because I think he's the best player of them, and I want River to win the cup.
Good. Oh, he's so good.
I want River to win Copa Libertadores, so I hope he stays. But he wants more money. River can't give him more money because Argentinian economy at the moment seems pretty ducked in a way. Let's see with the new president. He seems to make stirs. I think Argentina. I think the index of Argentina grew like by 50% in 1.5 weeks. Unbelievable. Yeah. And yeah, where were we before we made this?
I think it was just
excursion.
Just sort of the end of 240 talk, really. I mean, I guess to just conclude, it would just kind of be, look, 240, you're never going to hit it every game week. It's very rare, isn't it? Like, it's just impossible. There's too many things that go wrong. But rules of thumb, right? 5 starters is the obvious one. Goalkeeper, need to get at least 10 AA, I would say, or clean sheet, realistically. Yes. Striker probably needs to score a goal or get an assist.
Yes.
And then captain just needs to do something. Obviously, DA is great, but like 15 to 20 AA, maybe a bit more, is kind of the necessities. I don't say you need all of them to happen, but like one of 2 or 3 of them to happen out of 4 of those things I've just said, you're probably there. It's very hard to just be like, this is the things you need, like, because it's game by game week is so different, isn't it? Like, it's just tough. It's hard to really say.
So let's say you have an average 10% on your players. Let's say that's very high average, by the way.
That is high.
So
yeah.
you should aim for 300 points because that's basically when you know you will make it, and so that's basically 55 points per player.
Okay. And then
a bit less, like 53 if you consider the captain, basically.
I was going to say, let's just say our captain with the bonus hits us 80 points. So what does that bring the averages down?
80 points. Okay, that does, wait, let me
that would calculate. Be like 48 maybe average.
104. Let me calculate 1 second. Then you need 176 left. Basically 46 and a half, something like that.
Okay. And is that including bonus, if that makes sense? Like a card bonus?
No. Including card bonus.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. Okay. So if it's a 10% card bonus, you basically need 10 AA, basically.
Yeah, basically. But I know a lot of players who on a given day just do 35 and done.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that happens all the time. Of course.
A lot of time.
Yeah. I think the biggest, the only thing I think that you definitely need, you need a smasher captain. I think that is probably like the biggest one for me. Like, you need somebody L15 of 50 to 60 who has a great matchup and he's just basically going to smash.
By the way, breaking news. Break. Dinamo Zagreb kept a clean sheet. It is possible.
Wow, maybe your luck is changing.
Nah, the lineup is fucked anyways, but maybe my luck is changing because Coates is not playing and my other super conceded a penalty, so that's a done lineup, unfortunately, because go on my lineup challenger Eurobra Plus, my goalie has 93 and my other super has 125. But sadly Coates is on the bench, even though all my trusted experts said he would play, and I thought as well he would play. And Misic conceded a penalty, so the lineup was dead anyways. But it is possible, ladies and gentlemen. Zagreb can keep a clean sheet. We have hope. Boys.
There's hope. There's hope left because Zagreb, haven't been
they have
been the
so
best,
bad.
have they?
They have been the worst. And that's my only New Year's wish. In Zagreb terms of football, just Zagreb get better. Just be better, please.
Okay, Feda, sentiment on Sorare recently. What's your thoughts? Like, what are you gauging from Twitter, Discord, just wherever? Like, is it net positive? Is it net negative? Is it neutral? What would you say?
I would say very difficult because I don't want to have too many negative energy at the moment because I'm quite happy with the gallery at the moment I have and the plans I want to have as well in Sorare. And as well what Sorare itself is doing, I have to give them kudos. I think the last changes have been very, very great, and the step in the right direction, definitely. So I basically blocked my eyes a bit just because I just wanted to enjoy it, also because Christmas time, so I don't want to be in a bad mood on Christmas and everything. And but like generally speaking, I think it's great in itself because cards are still going down like I don't know what, and some like cards are going up, lead balloon in a way, and I understand it. There's a bit still of fear in the streets and everything.
Okay.
And it's not great. Like you can get that Gerard Moreno. I think this guy has a L5 of 70 in rare for under 0-1 as a Champion Europe striker. You know what I mean? If you see that, of course, sentiment can't be good in a way. Like I don't have to lie to myself.
No, of course.
I think for the long term, if we keep up this pace, what Sorare is doing at the moment, 85. He has an L5 85 and he's 0.099. Okay, like in normal times that would have been a 0.6 card in rare. You know what I mean? And but you have to also see that people see, especially the ETH prices, ETH gained a lot of value in the recent 1.5 months, basically. So 0.1 ETH at the moment is different than 0.1 ETH was still in August. You know what I mean? It's a completely different value. And people need to check that as well. I remember in August when I won the threshold, I got 0.15 ETH back from Sorare, basically. And now we get 0.1, basically. Something like that in a general. So you have to also understand that ETH basically did 50% in this time. Some players are higher than they were in August, for example. Upamecano. I need a Upamecano. This is one of the biggest. Yeah, I need a Upamecano. This is one of the biggest things I had that pissed me off in November. Basically, that I haven't won enough ETH to just go and buy a Upamecano, because this lineup hit me so many times. Because unfortunately, De Ligt is always injured. Davis, I can't trust at the moment because he's not good on Sorare. He's very good in real life, but just not good on Sorare at the moment. And I just can't play my Bayern players completely. I just play Leroy Sané and Neuer, and they have no synergy. And you know me, I'm a very synergy-focused man, in a way.
Especially in defense as well.
Especially in defense. So it always kills my lineup in a way, because I have to put somebody in as well who wouldn't then, even if Neuer scores at 85, the other guy maybe fucks this complete lineup, which happened multiple times over November. So I desperately need Upamecano, and he's on the number one list on my hit list, basically. But for example, Upamecano, his price grew. Like he's worth more than he's.
But look at his scores. Of course.
Exactly. Well, same goes with Leroy Sané and Kane. But other people you can get now, I think, goalies under 0.1 that are playing in Europe in red. So that's pretty badish in a way. I like, generally speaking, sentiment is not great, but I think Sorare is doing the right things, and it could turn the tables. I'm not sure if it's going to be this season or next season or whatever, but I can't give any thoughts at the moment to Sorare. Of course, there's always something more to be done, for sure, brother. Like this Premier League shit, like not shit. I love it. For example, if you make the top heavier, I guarantee you more people would have played that if you could have won £5,000 instead of 1,500. This is one of my biggest things left in Sorare. With the main thing that So coins need to get more value, because if not, it's just always inflating cards, inflating. But we're gonna talk about this very soon, because I have some news that I want to share with you as well. So the thing is, where the hype of Sorare was, and everybody knows that, like when you could have won even a Kimmich that was worth 18k, Mbappe that was 25k. So if you would have won also rare plus, not talking even about the super rare divisions, that's why I want to go to super rare, because there you still can win those kind of amounts, basically, if you're very lucky. So that was a big driving force, and Sorare is super heavily dependent. I think Haber said that, and I completely agree with him. And we said that multiple times as well already. Super heavily dependent on word of mouth. And you're going to tell your friend if it's going to be great if you have like this high jackpot feeling. And then you're even kind of, psychologically speaking, even tolerating that some cards might go down, because you can still win those one card that is worth 25k, and then everything is gone. But if even those cards are not worth that anymore, and even them slowly going down, which is not the case anymore. Like some cards are very stable, and this is what it should be. Top 10% of cards at Sorare should always be worth and even rise, because if not, then Sorare has a bit of a problem. But Sorare, what can they do at the moment? Of course, this heavy, again, give more heavy, higher lottery winnings. Let's call them lottery winnings.
Like
other
jackpot
things,
winnings, yeah.
jackpot winnings, then soul coins, they need to get way more value. The soul
Utility,
coins,
yeah.
yeah, utility. The soul coins shop needs to get more on point, like that you have your order for your shirt, and your shirt is always permanently there, or your game is always permanently there.
Or
You
hats,
always, or
merchandise.
hats,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
hoodie. I would love a hoodie. Like I need
Mm-hmm.
a hoodie from Sorare. I would rock that everywhere. I love
I
those
know.
hoodies.
Same.
If
Yeah, yeah.
anybody from Sorare is listening to this, just send me a hoodie, please. And
No, you have to spend your soul coins.
nah, and by the way, the Cyber Monday thing was a cool thing for spending the whole soul cards.
Yeah, it
Um,
was. It was.
so yeah, something like that. But now come to the news. So I don't know if you have heard, like they're gonna introduce credits in basketball. So that's basically meaning that's one step before it comes to football.
Football.
So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they're basically trying to do is that you win credits
Okay.
instead of cards, and then you can use those credits.
Interesting.
You can use those.
Yeah.
That what we said. You remember we said that like
Like
3 months
vouchers,
ago.
basically, gift vouchers. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly what we said. Basically, that you so that the idea behind that is what we and our community agrees with us as well. Is okay. You actually don't win a card, but you win credits that also only can be bought, be used on a
Spent
card on
on a card. Yeah,
on
yeah.
the auction market. The big thing, it's still only on the auction market, so no secondary market yet. Maybe
Okay.
it's gonna come in the future. So you actually buy the cards you want, which is completely the right direction. That's one of the biggest flaws I always had with Sora, is that you always get cards you don't actually want, and then you
Yeah.
don't really care if you sell them for less or more. Like if you get £50 or £60, you don't really give a flying duck. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And you see that, like, there's loads of people I know. I don't want to talk anybody, but there's lots of people who just get a reward and just send them to some bots, basically. And that
Mhm.
should not be the case, because that basically drives down the market, and it's bad for the market, obviously, because the bot bought it for 80%. So everything he does over 80% is the plus for him. So he doesn't care if he has to go down to 85% of the market, because he still makes a plus. And that
Mhm.
obviously is a force down to the bot, which is very bad. In German, you say Teufelskreis, vicious circle. Sorry, if you
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
vicious circle in a way for the complete market. So that should be somehow forbidden. They tried to do that with the collections. I think they kind of did it with the list of play and everything, that or the collection bonus, that you get more points if you hold your cards longer. That's a cool thing, and I think some of them really helped. But this could really be a game changer in the long term, because you get the cards you want, of course. And the cool thing about it is people need to understand it's win-win for Sora, because you get the money back and they don't actually have to pay. Plus, since you now have kind of a budget and you really want that card, you might be able to spend even, auction could go higher because you have more budget, basically.
And more
So
people have credit. So.
exactly, auctions could be
Mm.
higher. So you could easily overbid 25%, because you paid that with credits, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's good on the other hand as well. So this could be very good. The only thing I'm a bit afraid, and this is very, very, very important that they understand,
Yeah.
is that if they change the threshold with those credits, I think this game is doomed in the short term. Like, because if they think something to do something about that, it's very, very bad,
So say that.
and
Say that again. Say that again. So.
that would be
You.
very bearish in a way. If they those credits,
So if they get rid of card rewards.
no, if they get rid of
Oh.
cards rewards, at least 80% of the card rewards, tier 4s, tier 3s, tier 5s, nobody needs, basically. And you get there, you should get credits. That's amazing. But if
Okay.
instead of £200, you get £200 in credits in the
Right.
threshold,
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So if
that
they
would
swap
be
the ETH for the credit. Yeah. Yeah.
that would be a disaster. Like we have to be very, very honest to ourselves. Like 70% of cards have value because of the threshold.
Of course.
Like,
Of course.
and
Yeah.
if the
Yeah.
threshold falls away, those 70% of the cards will actually basically go to zero,
Yeah.
which then leads other even bigger cards to go to zero, because you basically win zero. So why should you pay more for this one card? So could be. I don't think they're gonna do that. They understand how vital the threshold is at this stage of the game. I don't know how it's gonna look like in 5 years if they have 10 million users. You know what I mean? Then probably if you buy a card with credits and then you sell it on the secondary market, you should be able to sell it very easily on the secondary market if you have 10 million playing users, or even just 3 million playing users. But now swapping the credits now with the ETH or cash rewards, that would be suicidal. And I just hope they will never do something like this in the midterm to short, probably even midterm.
But you're happy for them to do it on like tier 5, tier 4, tier 3 card rewards.
I'm more than happy to do that. I think it's an absolutely genius idea, to be honest. And I think it's going to be very good for the market in the long term, midterm, and maybe even short term.
Well, it means they would sell more cards because they're not prizes, yeah?
Basically, yes. They could sell more cards.
They'd
maybe
have to,
not
because those cards, if those cards aren't rewarded, then where are they? They have to be sold, right?
Yeah, but they still don't. They don't lose money still because they still give you just credits. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
yeah.
I think they need to pay attention very much with that. Not that they start then auctioning every card up. I think they have data for that, and I think they're looking at the data and they're doing data decision how many cards they can sell of that one player because they're out of demand and everything. And based on that, certainly. And I think they can sell more tier 4s and tier 5s on auction as well because you have nobody on the market selling them as well. And those cards you still need for playing a threshold, which is vital to the game for most of for like say 60% of users, of Sorare.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe even more, 75%. And just talking about the cap to 40.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot what I wanted to say.
That's fine. No, I get your point. I like on the credit bit though, Feda. Did you know that? So say, they've gotten rid of, so for affiliates, for example, if somebody signs up using your link, it used to be, if they buy 5 cards on the auction, that person would get a free Sorare card. I think it was like a tier 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's credits. Did you know that?
Yeah. So
yeah.
I knew that. So it's basically they're testing it out, and it's gonna come progressively, I think. So basically, what I now it came back to mind. What I would love from Sorare information wise, even if they had been way better information as well, I would love a pitch note like what they think about the threshold and everything. So not that I just start buying uniques and trying to play the unique threshold basically. And then after 2 months, okay, I'm not gonna give out thresholds anymore, basically. And I bought all those uniques, so which are not good enough to play competitively because I can't. There's no way I can afford anybody competitive playing in unique. You know what I mean? But I probably could afford maybe 1 or 3, 4 players playing for the threshold. Yeah. But yeah,
it's interesting. It is interesting. Okay. And then, I guess that we could just end on them, Feda. Just, I don't know where to start with this, but moving up, like that was my last sort of note that I have on my my notepad. Like, you've just sort of mentioned it there. Like, if those unique players are cheap enough, you could probably get a unique threshold team together. But let's make it a little bit more sort of realistic, maybe, for whoever's listening, in the sense that, okay, you're a limited player now, you play limited threshold, you pay whatever, 270, 220, but you want to play, 240 rare because obviously, the $40, $50 threshold is a big is a big sort of pull. Now, would you like, so let's say for example somebody has a limited gallery and it's worth, let's say it's worth €300 or £300, whatever. And they have a couple of £100 to invest. I know this is easy to say because we don't know what players they have in limited, but let's just say, would you tell them to sell that whole gallery, add £300 to that, so then you've got like a £600 war chest, and then would you go at the cap to 40 threshold? You wouldn't have to spend all 600 if you don't want to, but I'm just saying you have £600, let's call it 500, whatever, to spend on 240 players. How many players would you buy? Would you buy 2 goalkeepers? Would you just buy 1? Like, what would you kind of do in your head now if you had the choice?
I would buy 2.
could handcuff. By the way, you could of course handcuff a goalkeeper.
Mm,
And if you don't know what
I
handcuff
would,
is, lads, that's basically when you buy the number one goalkeeper for a team,
and
i.e.
the
you
second,
buy David Raya and then you buy Aaron Ramsdale. You buy both basically. But yeah.
I would handcuff definitely the goalkeepers,
Okay.
1000%, especially
Yeah.
if this is your goal, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy 2 defenders, 2 mids, and 2 forwards. I think with that you should be easy and going forward, and then you need to adjust by how your players play and by also winning some threshold. So like from $50, I would keep 25 away, and like for basically housekeeping
Yeah.
your threshold team, and 25 for progressing or doing whatever you want with those $25 basically. So that was how I would do it basically. And I wouldn't, like, if you have fun playing limited, I would not sell your limited players at any given point, because at
Really?
the end of the day, if you really like it, you should do it. And it should not be supposed to be just threshold,
No, agree,
because
agree,
it
agree.
sucks
Yeah.
out the fun out of this game, to be honest.
Yeah,
Big
I agree.
time, big
Yeah.
time, big time.
But
And
some people might be fed up of having fun and they just they want ROI, because we know the ROI at limited isn't easy to get. Yeah, it's very hard, very
yeah,
hard.
definitely. But I think you could still like
You could still
build
have a
up your
limited
way,
gallery, yeah, but
build up your way,
hmm,
have your fun ones in limited, because you started this game by playing limited and having fun. I would not play limited. I would never play limited
yeah,
in a
now
way.
you wouldn't, of course, yeah.
That's why I sold all my limiteds 1.5 years ago.
Hmm.
And I had good limiteds. And but if you still have them, like, have fun, like, for real.
Agree, but honestly though, you'll be surprised. Like if you're not winning at limited and you have a £300 gallery, well, that doesn't sound fun to me.
But having a 300 pound calorie in limited
Yeah.
is good. If you have a 300 pound gallery and you want to start winning in limited, I
No, if
would suggest.
not start, like you've had it for a while and you're not winning. Like that's my
Yeah,
example.
because
Like
then you have too many teams and you
okay,
can't.
fair enough. Okay, yeah, yeah.
So
So
I
you
would,
probably
I would,
quality
I
over
would,
quantity then, yeah.
I would look analyze your teams, do quality over quantity, and have 2 good, very good teams for 300 pounds, 150 pounds each of the team, and
Okay.
then probably I'm most certain you're gonna win rewards, and
Well,
then you
yeah,
can
yeah.
start, and then you can start building up. There's rares you can get for 10 pounds at the start,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
you
Like
know,
it's so
and
much easier now to do the threshold as far as like the cost. Like I did looking up with Laird yesterday. Erdem Kampelat, goalkeeper for Pendixball, right? He's £200 right now. He under 23 as well, by the way, which is crazy. £200 starting goalkeeper for he don't play on a great team, I'll be honest, but he does get clean sheets now and again. He scores okay AA sometimes. Like £200 Feder for a goalkeeper.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's it's not good. So you can't say sentiment is good. That's
No, but
what I
that's a
meant
different.
before.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
that's what I meant before. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, wish for Christmas you buy a nice goalkeeper for 200 pounds. Then you analyze your goal your or for 250 pounds, get somebody a bit better, or 300 pounds if you can afford that. Um, you analyze your limited gallery, look who's good, who is not, digest it to 2 teams or 3 teams depending on your budget and limited. Play
Hmm.
those. With those rewards, you buy outfield players for the rares, and boom, you go. Then you have your limited and your rares. You still have fun because you're gonna play with competitive players like a buy and stack, which I will never do in limited at any given time anymore because there's 10,000 other ones playing a buy and stack. But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that's what I would do. Gift yourself a nice rare goalkeeper if you can afford it. If not, for Christmas, and then compromise, digest your limited gallery, make it more quality over quantity, a lot more, and then boom, have fun, churn some rewards. If you and with those rewards, if you don't want to keep them for your limited because you like the player or whatever, then go buy some rares for threshold purposes only.
Hmm. No, it makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Um,
But I think
okay.
you need
Yeah.
to probably even in rare, probably even 3 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 2 strikers.
Okay,
Maybe
so
not
3-3-2, so that's 8, and then 2 goalies. So you need 10 players, basically.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
I think with that, you should, and if you're a good Sorare player and understand the game, I think with that, you could be able to hit 50% of thresholds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
As a benchmark.
Okay. Right, we're going to end the episode there then, fella. We've been going just under an hour. I think we filled in basically everything we wanted to sort of touch upon, which is good. Great.
We didn't talk about 20. We didn't talk about 220, by the way.
We didn't, no, but I mean.
So what do you say?
Well, what you mean? Like, how did you get on in Super? Did you play Super? Rubbish.
Yeah, I did play Super, but I'm not gonna prioritize that anymore. Like, I'm gonna put in a lineup. Yeah. It's too hard to get even a tier 3 Super, so it's not worth it in a way. You have to become like to have a tier 2, which starts getting very interesting for me. You need to become 3rd, I think, and I won't
it's
become
tough.
3rd.
But,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not prioritizing it, but I definitely am putting in a lineup because I hit 300 points. I think it's okay.
Okay, yeah, 220 is okay.
I think if you hit that 4 times, I think that wins you a reward. I think it could probably be a tier 5, but I don't think that's terrible considering you're hitting 300 points every time. Like normally, 300 points doesn't win you a reward in 220. It's normally like 320 points, 330. You know, like it's a little bit higher. So. You know, taking that into consideration, I think it's kind of worth it if you can probably average just around 300 points, maybe a bit less actually.
The big game changer is that you can play a rare goalkeeper and win super rare cards. That's a big game changer.
True. You still need 4 super rare, obviously. You know,
obviously.
I agree. Yeah, you don't need the super rare goalkeeper, which is a big plus. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I haven't. I prioritized it this midweek. Hasn't gone as I planned, so now I won't really prioritize it anymore. I will play it just because I can't even play them academy. But I won't put any, like, if I have the choice to either put them in Capital 40 at this point because it's the only super rare lineup I can play this weekend. Oh God, it sounds so sad for me. And yeah. Or Captain 20, I probably will not. Like, Captain 20 will probably be the last lineup I'm going to make this Sunday or tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay, then, Feda. Now we've probably ticked off every box we had for this episode. Just want to, thank you guys, like we said at the start of the episode, for watching, for listening. It genuinely means so much to us. And, yeah, the little community that we have sort of, managed to grow. Obviously on Discord as well. If you're not in, make sure you join the Discord. The link should be in the description of the YouTube video. And then if you're on Spotify, you're just going to have to go over to YouTube and try and find the link that way. But it's been a pleasure, lads. I wish you all the best for this upcoming weekend. Feda, any last words?
No. Thank you very much. I'm so proud to be here and talk about what we love and maybe even help you or not, or even make you smile one day. So, yeah, thank you very much and catch you on the next one.